maybe at home, but they have that man to deal with, Bryce Cotton, who loves this building and playing against the Kings.
Maybe a late scratching for the Wildcats, but good to see him out there this afternoon. Adams, Jarrell Martin stepping out for three.
DJ Vasiljevic, we saw what happens when he catches fire against the Brisbane Bullets. Gives them that extra look.
Against Brisbane last week, and he's just starting to grow comfortable on the NBL hardwood.
Cotton off target, gets his own rebound. Vasiljevic had a good weekend against Brisbane last weekend. Picks up where he left off. 21 and 23 in the two games against the Bullets. And Law responds, and we've got ourselves a shootout early on.
What a block in transition for the Sydney Kings. They're going to need that after the longest warm-up in the history of the NBL.
Deep on the three ball. Adams, not shy. It's one of the things we love about him here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Tough for him to put it all on display to begin the season, but growing comfortable now.
That's what happens when you lock and trail and you don't lock.
The Wildcats are on the road. They're doing it the hard way, much like New Zealand, and sit on top of the table right now. Big block over the back. Kevin White comes in, as does Jesse Wagstaff for Perth. Here he is, the captain. He's past quarter foot. Adams pulls up. Hot start to the game for Jalen Adams. He's got 10. Adams into the corner for Swakala Bullock. All Sydney in the opening quarter.
Good penetration.
For Perth, who were 2 of 6 from outside. Cooks, head down to the basket. Banks it home for 2 more.
Sydney are getting into that paint.
Cotton, beautiful feed for Kevin White.
That is basketball IQ. And Perth Wildcats, they have a look at a 2-3 zone.
Martin pops out for 3. They have been sensational.
Read-react type offense. He's been struggling a little bit on the offensive end, particularly with his shot, and that is just too easy.
Adams pass into the paint, knocked down. Blanchfield feet set. Has been shooting the basketball really well since his return from injury.
Switched that screen and eventually blew up the play.
There's that pick and roll that Hammer was talking about. Adams couldn't score. Maker.
Sort of there, but not at the level of intensity you'd expect in a game like this. In contrast, Sydney Kings just looking really sharp.
Travis gets to the basket and gets upstairs.
Whatever they're doing in the pre-game, their warm-ups, whatever it may be, but they've been good enough to work their way through some pretty significant deficits, and there's a good drive and finish by Xavier Cooks.
Cotton. Gets Hodgson involved. Just burrows his way in. Scott Morrison wanted a foul to go with it.
Pace, the way in which the tempo in which they're playing, the penetrate, help, kick, and then you've got down the other end, penetrate, finish.
Adams, hard take, no foul call. Jarrell Martin's there, tips it in for 2 more.
The Sydney Kings got all the way through that grand final series. These Perth Wildcats had a very good record here in Kudos Bank Arena.
26 of the 40 coming from their 2 imports. This bounce pass for Sean Bruce. What an opportunity the Kings are presented with here. They can take potentially a big lead into half-time. Adams all alone.
On that coverage right there, and you can't do that. He is lighting you up. Travers down the other end does the right thing, gets his head on the rim. Come back, live action here. Vic Law, geez, off the free throw, Drewy. Offensive rebound, puts it back in.
Cooks kicks out for Maker. He may have given a push off. Xavier Cooks is there to stuff it back in. Blanchfield fills it up. His second knockdown from outside. Keeps the Wildcats in the hunt. Glover aggressive for Xavier Cooks. Between these two teams, 2 of the fiercest long-term rivals here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Right, so the ball had hit the rim.
Glover got away from Blanchfield. Probably didn't realise the space that he had. Bruce in the mid-range. Nice Jay. Martin with 13 points. Takes it to the cup and one.
Their work on the glass, very rare to see a team like the Perth Wildcats, certainly throughout the Trevor Gleeson era, to be this badly beaten on the boards.
Law, 5 points on 2 of 6. Scores over the top of Xavier Cook.
Vic Law thought maybe let's get a little review happening. No go. Mitch Norton, tough finish. Tough, rugged, gritty finish from Norton through the contact.
In the paint, he's just trying to barrel his way through it.
Meanwhile, Vasiljevic has no such problem.
We're midway through the third quarter. Majuk fires away. Maybe that's the most unlikely of sorts. It's going to take all sorts of tricks for the Wildcats. There's a man who knows how to bury the three ball.
Let's make sure we're locked in, getting wins on the board. Otherwise, the sacrifices for naught.
Kings give it up just as the shot clock was expiring. Blanchfield, tough finish. Law guarded by Vodanovic. Happy to pull up. It's good. Vasiljevic top of the key. Got Blanchfield up in the air. Knocks it down.
Nice.
Has to hand it off. Vic Law's got time. Falling away. Oh. It's good.
Wow.
On the buzzer for three-quarter time.
I can't deal with this pace on the bikes.
Law to start the last quarter the way he finished the third. The whole game has changed. Vasiljevic tees one up. That's important.
It's twice.
Liam, we go back to that third quarter. If you haven't seen the Matt Hodgson incident.
Oh, wow.
Another deep.
But the Kings have managed to steady the ship, but they've got Cooks and Martin in foul trouble. Oh, wow. Off the board.
Sydney keep this lead at double figures. Cotton turns and fires.
Look at that. They go back to a little flex act. They run a cut, flex cut, pin down for Cotton, 3-ball.
Now Glover lost it. Cotton with the steal and the layup.
Makes them incredibly difficult to defend.
He likes playing here. 23 and 27 last year in his 2 games at Kudos Bank Arena.
Close it out back at home, but this is a big 7 minutes in the context of their season.
Oh, my.
Blanchfield from the top of the key buries a deep in a game, Liam.
Oh, if you're getting stops, you can. Right now, Law and Cotton and Blanchfield ticking it over.
That helps. Nice hands from Bruce. Adams threw it up there for Jarrell Martin.
And just throw it up anywhere, and the big fella goes up. What a beautiful angle that is. Cocked it back, had to cock it back, and stuffed it in. Wasn't the greatest of passes, but made to look.
Bruce, the shot clock at 5. Fires away from deep.
Good hit from Sean Bruce. Dared him to shoot it.
19 points for Adams. 6 rebounds and 9 assists. He's got 21. Cotton out for Norton from the timeout. Big 3 for Perth. They stay in the hunt. Jump up a little bit.
Well, they keep in touch, don't they?
Adams fouled, and it's going to count. What an afternoon Jalen Adams has had.
A lot of that comes back to Jalen Adams. He's our big part of how they saw this team playing out. And there's his 30-piece.
Sydney winners today, 96-81. They go to 5-3 on their home floor, 5-6 on the season.